Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. We start at the nation's top office. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. pays tribute to Filipino maritime workers, calling them the country's global asset and national pride. In joining the celebration of the Day of the Seafarer on Wednesday, Marcos lauded the discipline, skill, and tireless dedication of Filipino seafarers, as well as their contributions to the global shipping industry. He also acknowledged their sacrifices as they endure the demanding realities of their duties while being away from home. Marcos said his administration commits to strengthening maritime education and improving deployment conditions here and abroad. He cited the crucial role of the Maritime Industry Authority, or Marina, in ensuring that mariners are equipped, protected, and recognized as part of the nation's development. The Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, also honored all seafarers as it reaffirmed its commitment to advance safe and decent living conditions for them. The Philippines is all set to host the International Conference on Seafarers' Human Rights, Safety, and Well-being on the 1st of September to the 3rd. Data from the Department of Migrant Workers showed that the Philippines deployed around 504,000 seafarers in the year 2024. The global maritime community celebrates the annual Day of the Seafarer every June 25. This year, the International Maritime Organization launched My Harassment-Free Ship, an initiative to promote a culture of respect and zero tolerance for bullying and harassment at sea. The Office of Public Counsel for Victims has asked the International Criminal Court, or ICC, to reject former President Rodrigo Duterte's request for an interim release. In a court document released on Wednesday, Principal Counsel Paulina Masida said the former Philippine leader's possible release would endanger the victims of his administration's anti-drug campaign who had shown courage in participating in the proceedings. Her office said the victims have expressed concern that they face a real risk of facing threats from Duterte and his supporters in their search for the truth. It argued that the court must take measures to protect the safety, well-being, dignity, and privacy of victims and witnesses. It also said Duterte's continued detention is the only way to ensure that he will face trial. The Office of the Prosecutor for the ICC Pre-Trial Chamber 1 has issued a similar request to turn down Duterte's petition. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, sealed a partnership with IBM Philippines to open more opportunities for children under its centers and residential facilities, or CRCFs. The Memorandum of Agreement was signed by DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian and IBM Philippines President and Country General Manager Eileen Hudan-Giao at the Marillac Hills National Training School for Girls, or NTSG, in Alabang, Muntinlupa on Wednesday. Under the Skill Build system, IBM will provide digital technology-based training to selected children from CRCFs managed by DSWD, starting with the NTSG, which caters minor girls who are survivors of sexual abuse or human trafficking or are children in conflict with the law. IBM will also offer free online short courses to help build confidence, competence, and brighter future for CRCF clients. Gatchalian said this first-of-its-kind initiative is close to the heart of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., who wants nothing but to bring renewed hope for poor, vulnerable, and marginalized Filipinos. The National Food Authority, or NFA, assured that there is enough quality rice buffer stock for the rainy season. In an interview with People's Television, NFA Administrator Larry Lacson on Wednesday explained that there are more stocks coming in than being distributed to various markets.
Ang stocks po natin, ang buffer stock natin, ay lalo pang lumalaki. Meaning, mas marami pa rin ang pumapasok na palay sa ating mga bodega kaysa sa bigas na lumalabas. Kanya sa ngayon nga, ang ating buffer stock ay nasa 11.5 days na.
The NFA chief also guaranteed that the current buffer stock is enough to sustain government programs such as the 20 pesos per kilo rice for vulnerable sectors intended to last until the end of the Marcos administration in the year 2028.
Yung current stocks, tatagal ito kahit sa isang taon pa. At kung patuloy tayo mamimili ng palay na which yun ang gagawin natin kasi may darating na anihan itong tag-ulan, no? Kayang-kaya ito i-stretch hanggang next year at yun ay nakaplano na.
Lacson added that they are continuously renovating warehouses nationwide as they expect buffer stock to increase with the incoming harvest season. There are 10 out of 134 repaired warehouses opened by the DFA to increase the capacity and avoid spoilage of rice. The rehabilitation includes floor repainting, improved ventilation, and solar panel installation. And moving on to our business headlines, more households may soon be able to use renewable energy once the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC releases the rules on rooftop solar projects. Energy Undersecretary Rowena Cristina Guevara said investments in solar energy are expected to increase once the ERC releases the rules on rooftop solar facilities, possibly in the third quarter of the year. Guevara said the Philippines dreams of emulating Australia, where applications for solar facilities for household use numbers to around 450,000 yearly. Aside from applications for household use, the DOE is also waiting for applications for the use of solar energy in larger areas such as industrial zones. Under the National Renewable Energy Program, the country aims to increase renewable energy share in the power mix to 35% by the year 2030 and then on to 50% by 2040. In other news, the Amandayehan Port in Basi, Samar is now fully operational to serve passengers and truckers, easing the transportation disruption between Samar and Leyte due to weight restrictions at the San Juanico Bridge. The Philippine Ports Authority, or PPA, says port improvements have increased its service capacity, with 6 landing craft tank vessels now operating 24/7 between Tacloban Port and Amandayehan Port since Monday. PPA adds navigational aids are also accomplished for smoother maritime traffic and strengthened safety protocols in the area. The port enhancement project cost 410 million pesos coming from PPA's corporate operating budget. The upgrades include 200 million pesos for port expansion to allow the port to cater larger vessels, 100 million pesos for dredging works, and 100 million pesos for the installation of 14 navigational buoys. The project was completed through the efforts of PPPA, Philippine Coast Guard Maritime Industry Authority, Department of Transportation, the City Government of Tacloban, the Provincial Government of Samar, and the support of various shipping lines. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the PNA headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I am William Theo. This is the PNA headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.